way I feel. I can't stop the way I feel. She drives me crazy. Hi everyone. Today it is not returning to a previously heard band, but listening to another band I've never heard before. This time kind of from the middle period of rock music overall. This is Fine Young Cannibals with a song called She Drives Me Crazy. Fine Young Cannibals were an English pop rock band formed in Birmingham, England in 1984. And as I'm reading this, the way it's laid out on the screen here, Birmingham comes at the end of a line. I didn't know if it was going to be Birmingham, Alabama or Birmingham, England until I got to the next line. In 1990, the band won 2 Brit Awards, Best British Group and Best British Album for The Raw and the Cooked. She Drives Me Crazy peaked at, The Raw and the Cooked, Fine Young Cannibals. This is getting a little bit graphic. She Drives Me Crazy peaked at number 5 on the UK singles chart in January 1989, becoming the band's highest charting single. She Drives Me Crazy proved an even bigger hit in the US, topping the Billboard Hot 100 on the 15th of April 1989 for 1 week and becoming the first of 2 chart-topping singles for the band on that chart. It also reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot Dance Music Club Play Singles chart, as well as in countries including Australia, Austria, Canada, New Zealand, and Spain. It reached the top 3 on several European charts, including Belgium, West Germany, Iceland, Ireland, and Switzerland. This is back in the days when there was such a thing as West Germany and East Germany. In 2018, Time Out magazine listed She Drives Me Crazy at number 28 in their countdown of the 50 best 80s songs. In 2023, Billboard magazine ranked it number 77 in their 500 best pop songs of all time. Well, what sort of crazy is this? A couple things are standing out to me about this. First of all, there's this constant sort of rippling pulse to it. Actually, it kind of reminds me a little bit of a song I recently listened to, and that was U2's Numb, Well, crazy and numb, maybe there are some similarities between the two of them. This is more crazy, but it's this feeling of I can't contain myself. The other thing that strikes me is the voice. This falsetto way up high, so light and airy and if I were going to put it into visual imagery, it's like wisps of clouds blowing across the sky. Nothing really that you could grab hold of. You look at it, it's so pretty. It changes shape. It comes and it goes, and clouds or smoke or something like that. And then she drives me crazy, and what a contrast. I guess it's the same voice, but nice contrast within the same voice. It's really great. I can just imagine somebody, I don't know, walking down the street, someplace where this is really not normal behavior, and just singing out at the top of their lungs, gesturing, "She drives me crazy like no one else," and everybody is looking like, are you crazy? Well, yeah, I've gone crazy. She drives me crazy, and I can't help myself. Catchy, isn't it? So I like the contrast. I like the blend of contrasting elements in this song. I like this airy, wispy falsetto. I like this, "She drives me crazy." I like the way that the instrumentation also has these two elements. There's the light, yet there's also the heavy percussion strikes, which are more spaced apart. Also, we have other instrumental sounds, which are also light, textural. And then we have the guitar. Da, bum, ba, ba, bum. But it never feels like one is fighting against the other. It never feels like one is dominating the other, which is kind of a nice thing, especially with this topic. Crazy about this girl. She drives me crazy. Well, in the text here, it sounds like, okay, we have trouble. Sometimes things go wrong. Even it says everything you say is lies, but to me, there's no surprise. In other words, I can take anything you hand to me. I don't care if you're telling me absolute fibs. I don't care what you do. You can completely disguise yourself and you still drive me crazy. There's just something about this person that I go absolutely crazy for, and I can't help it. And whether we are having a little tiff, whether we are, having some serious disagreement, whether we're out having fun together, it doesn't matter. I'm just absolutely crazy about this person. And it really gives off this vibe of excitement, energy. There's a consistent quality to it. But I like the way we have these contrasting sonic elements that never seem to clash against each other, never seem to overwhelm one or the other, which is a nice picture of the whole dynamic, isn't it? Not only that, altogether it creates this expression of excitement. I want to go back and listen and compare these two different parts of the piece, the falsetto voice and the drives me crazy voice. So let's go back to the beginning and just compare the musical material that each portion is working with as a sort of way of exploring a bit more the power of the vocal setting. Strong guitar at the beginning. Okay, let's see here. Of course, a lot straighter on the harp because we don't have the flexibility of the voice, but you still hear the outline. Okay, let's try this. Okay, yes. So we're kind of working around D. This is where we feel like we're landing. We lift up to the 4 there, which is, well, going from 1 to 4 very often gives a feeling of lift to something, and we hear that here. I can't stop the way I feel. There's a 4. Back to 1. So we already have this harmonic assistance with the 1 to 4 to give us this lift and lightness, in addition to this wispy, airy, cloud-like vocal quality in the falsetto. I can't stop the way I feel. But notice here, we've been singing that, and then it goes. Same thing, just kind of a different ending. Let's hear that again. Yeah, approximately. And then we have, she drives me crazy. Well, for such a contrast, isn't it something to discover that those 3 notes, she drives me crazy, are the same 3 notes of the way I feel. I can't stop the way I feel. She drives me crazy. And so that's one of the reasons that it feels like these two voices are not in conflict one with the other. They're actually working in the same range. Even the same, not just the same range, but the same three notes. The way I feel, she drives me crazy. Kind of fun to see the same notes talking about the way I feel and then saying exactly how I feel. She drives me crazy. Same three notes again. A little decoration on the end. I can't help myself. But it's basically those same three notes. Basically the same part of the scale. The only difference is when we hear she drives me crazy, we miss hearing going to the 4. Why? Well, sure, we could have gone to the 4 there, but when we are yelling out, screaming out, she drives me crazy, there is no question. This is a very powerful, strong expression of really how we feel, and to put a 4 in there would kind of weaken the expression, because not only does the 4 give a bit of lift, it also is a very soft transition chord. So we don't need that 4 in this part. We just hear, she drives me crazy. And that's pretty much what we've got with the melody. And yet, when we put it in this context, isn't it? Somehow it feels ornate, elegant, attractive, and so full of feelings and expressions. Well, it is. But that's because it's far more than just the little notes, pitches of the scale that are being played, but it's also the voice and that is singing it and the artistry that is coming through in the singer himself. And so it's just a great thing to notice about the song, and it stood out to me as something that's special about it. At the same time, it's representative of so much else that's going on instrumentally. As I was saying, nothing seems to be at odds with anything else in the piece. So here we have again some digging into the music elements and discovering that they also are an important part of what we end up with in the final listening experience. Fine young cannibals. Fine young cannibals. It seems that they are not immune to these things. She drives me crazy. What a great expression this song is, and I'm curious to see if they came out with anything else throughout their career. Do they still exist? Are they still active? Probably not. But surely they must have had some more creative ideas along the way, so I'll have to check those out as well. I'll see you soon.